Welcome, Internet Nomad, to my own game tales of Twin Mirror. After falling in love with Life is Strange, I checked out other Don't Nod games. I want to say Tell Me Why for June, since it touches on many topics related to Pride, and that game is free in June for Pride Month. So, looking for games similar to Life is Strange, I found Don't Nod's game, Twin Mirror. I went in with very little idea what the game is about. I finally got a Steam Deck and was able to finish the game. Now, I didn't know about the bad reviews before playing this game. I read through some of them to make this video. There's problems with this game that I will explain later on. Basically, Sam Higgs, a journalist that got ran out of town because of an article that uncovered unsafe conditions in the coal mines. This leads to the coal mine shutting down. Sam comes back to the town to pay respects to a friend that died. The game introduces a mechanic where Sam could relive memories after interacting with an object. This memory place is called Sam's Mind Palace. This memory causes Sam to miss the funeral, but he makes it to the party afterward. Sam suspects foul play involving Nick's death. Nick's daughter, Joan, asks Sam to investigate her father's demise. During the playthrough, I decided not to push everyone about Nick's death. This caused Joan to be upset with me later on in the story. Sam gets into a fight with someone at the bar after drinking all night. Sam doesn't remember anything that happened, but is scared when he finds a bloody shirt in his room. This brings Sam back to the bar, where he needs to find clues to piece together what happened that night. After finding the clues, which the game makes very easy, the game tells the player when all the clues are found. There's never a moment where the player isn't sure if they could piece together everything. A cool part of the game is the red herrings. Basically, the player has to decide which is more likely. Some clues point to other actions that might have happened. However, there's only one correct path. The game will not let the player continue until the right path is revealed. This could be solved by brute force and trying all the choices. After every failed attempt at choosing, Sam will give a hint at what could be wrong. There are several of these puzzles in the game. My favorite one is there's a camp for people that are criminals. A suspect in the murder of Nick is hiding in the camp. Sam needs to plan a distraction that would lead everyone to leave. This is probably more annoying since the player never gets penalized for a wrong guess. Sam figures out that he got into a fight with someone at the funeral party. Sam Higgs looks around the town for the man who he got in a fight with. I would spoil his name, but I forgot, and this game doesn't have a good wiki article about it. It ends up with the man being shot and killed. Sam Higgs remembers that he didn't kill him. The rest of the game is about finding the murderer, who killed both Nick and this journalist. Sam leads the investigation with his ex-girlfriend Anna. I forgot to mention the twin aspect of this game. Sam Higgs has two different personalities, one who's more rational and calculated, and the second one more personable. Choices are sometimes broken into two paths, each one favoring one personality over the other. My biggest complaint about this game is how rushed the story seems to be. I didn't feel like I was a detective in the story. I felt like the events were happening. Most of the time, plot important parts were easily explained instead of the player making the connections. Sam ends up figuring out that Nick was killed for almost uncovering a drug ring. The man shot in the beginning of the game was killed because the murderer was trying to delete Nick's files at his office. Sam finds Nick's hidden computer and figures out the drug dealer is living in a camp of rejects. I mentioned the puzzle before in this video, but Sam distracts the camp and uncovers the truth. The plot twist is that the officer you met at the funeral reception is part of a drug ring. I really like the climax between Anna, Sam, and the officer. Basically, there's a sequence in Sam's Mind Palace where you have to make the right choices in the fight by getting hints from other characters in your mind. For example, Sam could go for his gun, but a side character tells Sam that he obviously doesn't use his official police-issued gun to kill. I chose all the right choices and Anna lived through the fight. In the end, the player chooses between the two personalities and which one should stay. I chose to keep Sam Higgs as a rational thinker. The police used the officer as a scapegoat. Sam realizes it's the pharmacy owner who supplies all the drugs. The officer was a hired hitman and not the center. This is where Don't Nod's final choice is really hard. Does Sam expose the truth behind the drug ring, or does he accept the money and help everyone in his life? I chose not to expose the drug ring. Anna's father had hospital bills which were covered. Other side characters also gained from this direction. Now, the problem with length when it comes to narrative games seems to always split reviewers. In my opinion, I think shorter games are better if it doesn't hurt the story. I wish that this game didn't move so fast. My major criticism is that the game isn't too short, but the detective connects things too quickly. I understand that's the point. One twin is good at logical work, and the other twin is good at emotional work. I think shorter games like these are better to replay and get different endings. I hate long games that expects players to play twice just to see a different path. This is the first Don't Nod game that I have beaten, which made me content with my choices the first go around. I might revisit the game eventually. I am so excited for Lost Records. I truly believe that Don't Nod makes the best narrative games. I kind of like the idea of a game that is closer to the real life. There's no enemies trying to kill the player. There's no restart or losing. Just the good or bad ending based on choices the player makes. That's my own game tale of Twin Mirror.